We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Good one.
There it is.
Right.
Hey, it's To The Point with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
Little. It's not a complete show unless we have a technical difficulty somewhere.
Yeah, it's not a complete show if we don't have new equipment, you know.
Welcome back. That had nothing to do with it, but episode number 74.
Hey, what's
Almost
up,
said
guys?
64.
What's up to our followers out there? Good evening.
How you guys doing?
Vince, what's up, man? What's going on, Mike?
Not much. I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I think we're having problems with our mixer, but it's working. I see our audio, so
You know.
if you can hear us at home, give us a thumbs up somewhere. We're streaming on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook,
share.
and maybe X. I don't know. Comment and a thumbs
give
up.
us a
That's
thumbs
cool.
up,
I
man.
mean,
Give
if
us
you
something.
don't,
holla at us.
even if you ain't sticking around,
Yeah.
whatever, let us know you see us.
At least let us know something.
We're To The Point podcast with Mike, Leo, and Vince,
Yeah.
and we just
I am Leo. I'm Leo.
I'm Vince,
and I'm Mike.
and that only leaves Mike.
Yeah.
And that only is Mike, huh?
So if you
That's
haven't caught us
crazy.
before, we just like weekly bring some headlines as far as politics, world news, and culture or war issues, along with
Just anything.
conspiracy theories, whatever
Yeah.
you want to throw in there. We'll shoot shit about it, but
Yeah, for
and
sure.
of course it's a season for politics, so there's a lot of that going on, especially
Oh, yeah.
election season. So what have you guys been up to? It seems like it's been a long week since we've been back.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's only been 7 days.
I know, right?
But it still seems like it's been 2 weeks. Especially
crazy.
every time I go to set up again.
Yeah, 7 days. Like, I wonder if there would have been 8 days in a week, what would have been the 8th day? What would have been the 8th
The
day
next name.
Yeah, the name.
I don't know.
Like, it's pretty hard to think
It'd
about
probably
it
end in
to make
day.
your brain think that day. You know?
Well,
Yeah,
probably
of course
end
it's
in
going to
day.
end in day.
If you meet your maker at the end of your span here, ask him.
Yeah, I know, right? That's
You
pretty
made
crazy.
the 7
huh?
days.
7 days.
And
That's
what?
something. It's crazy. Yeah, who knows, huh?
Crazy.
Like, everything has, like we've talked about this before, you know, how, like, the planet had to be, like, everything had to be perfect just so that
For
it
us
would
to be here,
to
yeah.
align, you know. And Eve, you know, the female that are always, you know, backstabbing men, ate the goddamn apple. You know? And they
Yeah.
always say men are the bad ones. No. Eve, if Eve would have eaten that apple, you and I would have been sitting in this table.
Well, she was influenced by the Satan. So
There you go. Women.
yeah, I mean, well, yeah, and look what it took to influence the man.
Yeah, exactly. Women. You know?
So-
And now all that, if you think about it, women have to do a lot in people's lives. Either now, in the past, or in the future. But here more lately, I've seen it more that it's like stuff that's happening, like that happened in the past, but it's coming out now in the present. You know, like, look at all this shit with Trump.
Oh, I got a lot on Trump.
You know,
because
like
it's
all
been
that
a
shit,
busy week for
like
Trump.
like all that stuff that came out about the hush money and stuff like that. Like, okay, like, who cares? It happened and it happened. Drop it. It's done and over with. Move on. You know, like, just
Which
crazy.
one? What did you say? The hush money?
Yeah.
or yeah, just in
wow.
anything. You know, they bring like
The
it's
hush
like,
money, though.
like, you can't do anything nowadays because it's like you got to be careful about like what you say, because what if later on you want to do something else with your life? It's like people will fucking find shit. It's like, so what, man? Like, that I did that back then, but what am I doing now? You know, I don't know.
Well, it's nothing new for anybody in politics
Yeah,
to be
I know, you
paying
know.
to have something covered up.
Right?
That's
you
that's
know?
pretty much just about any
Yeah,
politician.
anybody will do
who's
that.
trying
you know,
to
but-
cover something up.
Well, the thing
Exactly.
with Trump, the thing with the hush money.
Right.
So here's the deal: Trump didn't pay anybody. Maybe that was me. Trump didn't pay anybody any hush money. his slimy lawyer, Michael Cohen, who's a convicted perjurer, a liar, an admitted liar, and found liable for that in court, he made the payment. Trump paid his lawyer, and now this sex worker is
Right.
who supposedly signed an NDA with Cohen, the slimy lawyer,
Right.
went back on it. She actually owes Trump hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Who's this?
Stormy Daniels, the sex
Stormy
worker.
Daniels.
And that's what she was. She was a sex
Right.
worker. And so now they're back in court. Today she took the stand. I believe it was today or yesterday.
Right.
And this headline from Fox says it all. Legal experts hammer Stormy Daniels' testimony at Trump trial. Disastrous responses will backfire. And she's the type that, I mean, let's face it. She's,
Right.
let me get off of that because I don't know what it's doing.
It's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just
So she's the type that give her a chance to say anything, and she adds it. Like she
Right.
adds to it. Like she just can't just like answer the question.
I know people
but
like
she
that.
had to exaggerate on her. She had to exaggerate on her time with Trump, which nobody actually has admitted has
Right.
happened. It's all technically
Right.
it's actually a lie, but it's all how these courts are out to get them, and it's plain and simple. So that court trial, I guess the judge had to say something to her about what she said. It was pretty raunchy, something pretty raunchy, and it was disrespectful to the court. And think of if you were a juror.
Right.
Think if you were one of them jurors and you've had to spend 2 weeks in there giving up your regular life, and then a sex worker comes on and she's just being like stupid,
Right.
like wasting your time. Like this is all because of you, and here you are, you're gonna get stupid on the stand.
Right.
But the DOJ, remember we talked about the Mar-a-Lago raid?
Yeah.
How they were looking
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah.
And well, now it's been, that trial is actually happening not very far from here. It was a Fort Pierce trial. Judge Cannon in the Southern
Right.
District. It's a Fort Pierce trial, but she might have been having these hearings in Miami. I'm not sure, but I think most of it's in Fort Pierce, Florida.
Right.
She's a Trump appointee. There's no getting around that information, but Jack Smith is a special counsel who has got a record of having his convictions or grand jury, whatever they're called, overturned by the Supreme Court
Right.
multiple times. He's done a political assassination against a Virginia governor who was probably pretty good chance of running against Obama back then. And that was overturned too, but he wrecked his political career and his chances. You know, it was almost
Right.
like a political assassination. And that's the same guy going after Trump for these documents, right?
Right.
Which we talked about this last week. Multiple pallets were shipped to Trump, multiple locations in Florida without him receiving them. You know, like they were just shipped out. you
Trying
know?
to plant something
Yeah.
in his building.
So now, a week later, literally today and yesterday, Judge Cannon has unsealed more documents, and it turns out when the FBI went to Mar-a-Lago to do this raid, they brought with them these classified, these front page, like just a front pager that says, where's my news thing here? Yeah, just a front pager that says classified, and they staged this photo right here. And everything that's blacked out is all staged. It's a fake photo. I mean, they spread documents out and put all these on there like, look what we found here. Meanwhile, they're the documents they sent there earlier that year. And then it's just it's obvious what they're trying to use the courts against them. Thankfully, this is in a court of a Trump-appointed judge who's got common sense, who suspended the trial date indefinitely. And she said the only way there'll be another trial date is by court order. And for right now, she's doing this because pending other pre-trial whatever could interfere with other, I don't know. For whatever reason, she just suspended this pretty much, this whole case. Like, just ruined it. So now, she ruined it for them, not for Trump. which was a common sense move. So members of Congress are making moves to subpoena like Jack Smith and people like that because they're breaking the law, and he's not even constitutionally appointed to begin with. But this was from Julie Kelly. Let's see if I can play it real quick.
How do they get away with not going to prison for this? How do they do it? We have a lot to cover. We have some other clips. We have some other tweets. But like, we have all of your evidence lined up. So feel free to just talk. We have it all lined up for you. But like, how do you stop from going to prison for this?
I don't know. And I'll tell you what, Benny, there's even more breaking news this morning since I posted that piece that you read. Thank you so much on Declassified Live, which is more filings and responses by Donald Trump and the defense team outlining this huge revelation filed Friday night by Jack Smith that admits that they've tampered with evidence, that they have misplaced evidence, it seems like. And of course, as I wrote, they brought these cover sheets to the Mar-a-Lago raid for the sole purpose, they say, as placeholders for the classified files that they found, but for the sole purpose also of creating that stunt photo of the crime scene to make it appear that that is how the documents were found in those boxes. That simply is just one more lie, misrepresentation, not just to the public, but to Judge Cannon as well. So we should have some more interesting developments this week. Last night, Judge Cannon put a hold on a very important hearing related to what classified material the defense was going to present at trial. She has put a hold on that deadline, and I suspect that she is right now preparing a blistering order about this case to Jack Smith, the recent revelations about mishandling evidence, and continuing to put this case towards trial, despite what we now know, prosecutorial abuse, tampering and doctoring evidence, and withholding it, all of this information from the defense.
Yeah, so I mean, she's been on top of this, and
Can they hear us?
yeah, they can hear us. She's been on top of this, and she's been uncovering a lot. And as you can see, like members of Congress, especially Adam Schiff, is calling out the judge because she's a Trump-appointed judge. I mean, here's this. I don't know who this guy is, but I come across this, and I've seen it multiple times where Adam Schiff explodes as 3 out of the 4 Trump cases are paused. Writes, first, the Supreme Court delays Trump January 6th prosecution. Then Trump-appointed Judge Cannon postpones his trial in Florida. Now this in Georgia. The courts are deliberately delaying justice and effectively denying it. Which, I mean,
I think the courts,
Shifty Shift is a little sour, if you ask me, because
I think they're sending a statement that they realize that a lot of these charges are just false charges, and it's just a bunch of bullshit.
For once, the courts are doing what they're supposed to. Justice is actually working out for the person being accused, and not, it's not really
Right.
It's a witch hunt. Most of them are witch hunts, and they're meant and designed to keep them off the campaign trail, especially when the dope in frickin' New York requires them to be there for this. It's not even the Stormy Daniels one; it's the other one. I mean, he's got like 97 indictments,
Right.
But I mean, that's all
the funny
bullshit.
thing is that he has to be like present to all of them.
The one in New York is it's a state charge.
Well, yeah, but some of them you didn't even have to be there, and he's like, "Oh no, you have to be there." Like he can't even appoint somebody to be there
for the jury selection.
It's
they
like,
never
come on,
do
man.
that.
No.
Yeah, that one in New
The
York.
jury selection.
I don't know.
So
You always just have your lawyer that's representing you for that, but they wouldn't. They'd force him to come.
Right.
yeah, it's pretty sick what they're doing out there. But he's going to end up being the next president. I think he's already in some of the polls that normally wouldn't show it.
You guys
show
think
Trump ahead, but Biden like 2 points.
Do you
but
guys think he's gonna take it?
Trump?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not very sad. I'm not super thrilled about who they're calling. They say
I'm worried for him.
the vice president is probably going to be.
Any VP selections or?
There's a strong favorite out there, if you can imagine.
That's what I want to know.
Well, I don't know if you'd be happy with this guy or not. I don't know if I am, but he reeks of Bush-era politics, but he's hung out, he's stuck around, and he brings to the table the demographic, the highest growing demographic in the United States. Can you take a guess who? He's a senator.
The guy,
So they're calling like most
the best dressed.
Marco Rubio, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, is said to be the favorite right now. Trump has said everybody's going to know him. They're not going to be surprised, but he's going to
Marco Rubio.
I don't know, man.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's Bush era to me, although he's very. I mean, you couldn't tell which is his first language, Spanish or English, because he's very good. He does regular communications in Spanish with the demographic. His parents are Cuban immigrants.
Yeah.
And, so I don't know. For me, I'm looking at who's the next president going to be after Trump. And I don't know if I'm comfortable with a Marco Rubio.
Do you feel like maybe that's just to try to lure some of the Spanish vote?
Okay, but see, here
not just.
He's pretty conservative, and he keeps getting reelected senator of Florida. So, I mean, even though, like, America first, I mean, he is pretty America first, and he kind of backed off Trump pretty early after he got attacked right away. Like, he was put in his place last time around when he went up against Trump, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I see him as a next president. Can you have a President Rubio
or Vice President Rubio?
Well, yeah, but after that. Yeah. So right now, Trump only gets 4 years. So you have to look at his VP pick as the guy to carry on the mantle after that. Because Trump won't be able to get re-elected after that.
Well, he's gonna have 4 years of Trump's guiding him how to, if that's Trump's,
It could be Rubio. I don't know.
But see,
is it time for a Hispanic president of the United States?
Yeah, but let me tell you something though. It's a very tough pick for Trump. I'll tell you why. Because this is how I'm looking at it. Okay, say the Hispanics, right? The people that like Marco Rubio, right, are gonna go for Marco Rubio, but then they come to a fucking It's gonna sound funny, and then they hit this brick wall. When they're like, but our president's gonna be Trump. But they're all about Marco Rubio, but they're not about Trump. So that's gonna be their decision there next.
Yeah, that's
that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a hard pick, because it's gonna be like, okay, those Hispanics that did like Marco Rubio, but didn't like the way Trump spoke, or his demeanor, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
What worries me about Rubio is I'm not convinced that if he becomes the next after Trump, I'm not convinced that he's not going to just buy into the system, the broken system.
You'd be surprised if he's under Trump's wings, man.
I hope.
You'd be surprised,
That's what I'm not sold on.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, is he another Judas? Is he
Trump's
another
gone, now
Mike
you're
Pence,
the
though?
You'd be surprised. Yeah, well, yeah, I know. But I think that was just more of a setup.
That was a political pick. That was supposed to bring that demographic of the conservative Republican, the old Republican guard, to the table for Trump. I don't think Trump needs that anymore. So I don't know, even if picking a Hispanic is necessary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think out of all the candidates ever to run again, out of all of them, Trump doesn't have to worry about picking a woman, a black guy, or a Hispanic, or any of that.
No.
He should just be picking
pretty much
successor.
Pick the right guy, and the people are going to fall in line anyways, because it's like time. Even knowing that he only gets 4 years, even some of the people who probably wouldn't normally have voted for him that are saying, no way, am I going to vote for Biden? Trump's only going to get 4 years, so why not? It wasn't as bad under Trump 4 years ago, was it?
Right.
I mean, I don't think it was.
No.
Shit's a whole lot more expensive as far as bills go and stuff like that. Prices go up.
Just living
portions go down.
Just living expenses, just period.
Yeah.
Just what they say, straight across the line. Just living expenses, period. Just
everything has gone up.
Just to live.
Gas, electric, food, everything goes up.
Then
your paycheck, if you stay at the same job, it's a little bump. It's not keeping up with it.
That's just to live. That's not to live life. That's just to live.
Right.
Like literally right now, all we're doing is just
You still have to work.
we just have to. Right now, all we're doing is just working to live
Yeah.
instead of working to live life. You know, like to enjoy our life, we can't because everything is just way too expensive for us to do it. That we could just barely get gas and food. That's it. Because everything's too expensive. But it wasn't like this 4 years ago. 4 years ago, man, shit was building left and right. Boy.
Yeah, and I mean, even the stuff that does start to come back, they try to.
Don't forget who gave you guys stimmies.
The Democrats will tell you the economy's better now than it was 4 years ago.
Well,
It's just
because
that-
everything
it's
was
just-
shut down 4 years ago. You know,
Well,
they
yeah.
convinced. You know, the deep state convinced Trump to shut it down 4 years ago. Well, he probably didn't have a choice, and he had to look. I don't know, man. But I mean, you have to remember he was responsible for the vaccine. Yes, I said the V word, and he's responsible for the shutdowns. The 2 weeks to slow the curve.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Yeah.
But in his defense, he was no infectious disease expert either. He had one of those
He was
working
fa-
for him.
He was
who
facing
knew it was
something-
Darth Vader in
Right.
disguise,
Right.
but
Who else has faced something like that? Like you're in a unknown. You don't know what this is.
right.
You know, like for me,
Listen to the
for
experts.
for any one of us, would we want to make that decision? No, you're going to let the experts make the
Turns
decision.
out he was listening to the highest paid guy and paid in government. He made more than presidents or congressmen were paid or any other paid position in the United States government. And he was funding gain of function research labs in China, Wuhan to be exact. So, I mean, anyways, here's this one little piece. So what do you think about this? Where is it? I don't even know where it is. Dang. Trump sending kill teams over the border. Somebody leaked a plan of his to send kill teams over the border to eliminate cartel leaders responsible for like human trafficking, fentanyl distribution, and stuff like that. What would you say to that?
Good.
Yeah? I don't know where that is and why I can't see it.
Good.
Yeah, this is from Rolling Stone.
just one more reason why I want him to be president.
I mean, that's pretty serious. Planning to send kill teams to Mexico to take out cartel leaders. I don't know if that's a real article. I mean, it is. Who knows? It was online.
I've
I
been
snagged
seeing,
it.
I've been seeing so many different articles here lately, like on Facebook feed or any other, even on just like my news feeds.
Right.
More and more of them just fake. It's just clickbait. They just want you to click it.
Oh, yeah.
You get
for
there
sure.
and then it's like, oh, that was bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I keep getting ones that are saying that Mike Tyson knocked out Jake Paul,
Yeah.
and
When
it's
that shit
like,
never
wait a
happened.
minute, that fight hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of
Can I
that
get
shit's
one
just
of those,
clickbait.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess it all depends on
You can't believe.
what's that.
I was gonna say you can't believe what they tell you nowadays.
That's
No,
for
like
sure.
the fake news. Like it's the fake news that they're telling us.
Thanks, Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't set up for a refill, but yeah, fake news. That's just it. But
Yeah, it's fake.
they can control the narrative, and that's why they don't like Elon Musk because, I mean, he's letting people, as long as they're not breaking the law, he's reinstating characters that had said some pretty mean stuff, whether it was right or wrong. There's this one character who nobody wants to have on his show because he brings bad business. Like
Who could that be?
I guess the guy's name is Nick Fuentes. He's anti-Israel, but he's very vulgar about it. Kind of, I think is what turns people off. I don't know him really. I don't follow him. I've never heard of him until the other day. But he got into a spat online with Tim Pool because some other guy wanted to debate, but he would only do it with if Nick Fuentes can come on too. And it was just like, I guess this is one of the guys where his fans are just like the kind of people who call in a SWAT. One of those gamer
Right,
like punk ass bitches. So
Right.
Hopefully that never happens here. I got kids, man. Don't fuck with us. But anyways, fucking dog over there, stuck. Get out of there. Yeah. So there's been some spat online about it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Made Marco Rubio, I mean, bring it on, you know?
Back to Rubio, yeah.
I forgot we were even talking about Rubio.
Yeah, no, we were talking about Rubio, man. Like,
I don't
he'll
know.
be all
Like,
right.
I mean, I haven't paid much attention to
Me
him in a
either.
while.
He's been quiet. He's been quiet, which is good.
So,
Sometimes being quiet is
going
good.
on what
Been a good boy.
what I saw of him years ago. Like, I don't know, I wasn't impressed. But maybe, you know, it's been a while.
He had a good
Need to
fight
hear-
while he was up
hear
there,
from
wasn't he?
him.
When he was running, he was doing pretty good, pretty well, wasn't he?
Yeah, I
Whenever
mean,
he
he's
ran-
senator. He's senator, so he keeps getting reelected.
Yeah. So I mean, he must be doing something right, or somebody likes him. Somebody keeps saying hi to him.
Yeah, somebody does.
You know.
I'm trying to piece something together here. It doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, so I don't know. Marco Rubio, I was kind of hoping for more like a Vivek.
Me too.
Oh yeah, of Vivek.
Yeah, somebody of a more of a pow, you know, punch thrower. I don't know if Rubio is that guy. I could be wrong. Hopefully, you know, hopefully something like that pans out. Hopefully we end up with somebody who can carry the torch after Trump, who can, you know, put America first and continue the legacy that got Trump the popularity, because not too many people really cared for him as The Apprentice. Did you ever watch The Apprentice?
Oh, who? Trump?
Yeah.
No, I never watched it.
I watched it a little bit. I didn't watch it a lot, but seen some
No,
of it.
not I.
Yeah,
It wasn't too big on it.
He didn't, like you said, he wasn't a likable. A lot of people didn't like him on there.
Well, because he just speaks what is in his, what he's
He
thinking.
comes across a little arrogant sometimes, like,
Uh,
but
that's what I don't
know.
know.
he's also an asshole, which is what I like about
Well,
him.
I mean, point blank, he didn't beat around the bush. You know, he gave
Yeah,
you a
no,
chance,
he
and
knows-
you're fired if you didn't make it.
He knows how to run a well-oiled business, and that's
Yeah.
basically how he's running America with people first, instead of all the money getting stolen by dirty politicians, and God knows where else it goes.
Oh, what did I watch the other day?
I don't know, what
were
did
you
you
with
watch?
me when the president of Ecuador? No, not Ecuador. El Salvador held a meeting, like in their assembly, of all of the executive branch officials, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's his branch. Like, you know how we have the president, he's over the executive branch. And then we have the judicial and then the legislative. Well, the president of El Salvador held a meeting with all of his executive branch plus one. And his plus one was the attorney general. And he told them, he was talking to them, and then gave them a speech about integrity and this and that. And then he told them why the attorney general was the only one not in the executive branch and why he was there. And he put them on notice right then and there that they're all under investigation for briberies.
What?
As public officials. And he's like, for past and present violations, if you're taking bribes,
Right.
if you're corrupt, the attorney general, you're under investigation. Just know that. That's what
Right.
he was telling them. And he said it, you were with me, remember?
I think I was.
And he just said it nonchalantly, like, this is just the bottom line. You're all under investigation right now. As of right now,
As of right now.
everybody's under investigation for corruption. And I think that's what you got to do. I think that's how it should be in the freaking United States, too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that would create a whole another department just to investigate all the freaking employees. Because, the federal government is the largest employer in the world.
Who's this?
The U.S. federal government.
Are they really?
Yeah. At least that's what I've heard. I might have heard it in a different context. Oh, I'm still on that page doing that stupid shit. But anyways,
That's quite a bit.
What?
I mean, even if he's not going to investigate them all, that's a real quick way to tell him you stop now. You know, put it all to us. Like, it's definitely going to scare the shit out of him
Oh yeah, for sure.
to put it to a stop.
They're gonna hit the brick wall.
The brick wall?
They're gonna
Yeah,
hit the
I
brick
mean-
wall.
They make it hard to be in politics anymore because when you get into it to do the right thing, but then you have to be worried about being dragged through the mud with false accusations. An investigation would be nice. Like, if you're innocent, why not clear my name? You know,
Right.
like Trump, the most investigated man in the world, is yet to be guilty of anything. You know, but yeah,
Damn, what if it comes to be like innocent of everything? Can he turn around and be like, okay, now I need you guys to pay me back for all my time that was wasted?
I don't know how that. No,
Unfortunately, yeah, they don't do that, but
no.
Because he wasted all that time,
no.
Yep.
all that money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's election interference is what it is. What they're accusing of him of in Georgia, I think, election interference is what they're guilty of right now. Prohibiting him to campaign the way a candidate
Right.
would campaign. The guy in New York is put a gag order on him, which means he can't talk about the trial or the hearing at all. Because, well, I mean, he's pretty vulgar about. I mean, he's pretty honest about the judge and his daughter. His daughter's works for Democrat congressional people. I don't know what the hell she does, but and they both post a lot of anti-Trump stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, it's clear as day there's a bias there. The judge has fined him like I don't know how many times now for in contempt of the violating the gag order.
Right.
But the most he can fine him is like $1,000. So now he's like, you know, now Trump
$1,000.
he could put him in jail. But does he really want to put him in jail?
Right.
Because that's just going to do nothing but
Nothing that is
good
just gonna-
things for Donald J. Trump, the 45th and the 47th president of the United States, you know? Because he will. I mean, you might as well just hand over the keys to him right at the booking, you know? Tell him to wait for his ride. And there was been some movement on Capitol Hill.
Where's my Uber at?
Yeah.
Part of me wants to see
Well,
another
Here,
mugshot.
and here comes
Yeah.
and here comes the black limousine or whatever it's called, the
And-
beast.
And you know it's getting serious because there was behind the scenes
Oh,
talks
yeah.
amongst county and state officials as far as when they do put him in jail, Secret Service detail. And Secret Service told them he will be under detail. You're not taking away his Secret Service detail, you know. There is some movement on Congress, though, on Capitol Hill
Are you-
do just that. But I don't think
You mean what
I don't think it would go anywhere.
you mean what he gets for being a former president? That
Yes.
security?
Yes.
Because he has
It's
that.
lifelong.
Right.
Like-
He
And
has
his own,
that,
yeah.
but he has his own hired too.
Yeah, but they're not going to be able to go into the
Right.
prison with them, you know. So, but Secret Service, you might as well, you know, put them in there with them. How do you do that? How do you manage that? We talked about that before, but it's all a farce.
Oh yeah, for
It's all a farce. Like it's all, and it's wasting our time and our money. It's hurting America, and they need to stop.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to stop until somebody holds these judges and these rogue prosecutors accountable for what they're doing. And I don't mean election day. I mean, like, you have to go after their job. Recall them or whatever. Go after the governor or whatever. You got to, whether it's
They're-
legally or whatever, you know, socially, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, just, you got to stay on top of these
You
people.
think they've
You gotta-
been paid, bought?
Oh,
for sure. 99.9% of them were funded by George Soros.
Yeah, for sure.
That's where his political donations go. They go to DAs across the country, radical left DAs. And you saw Governor DeSantis just totally fired a few
A
of
lot of people don't even realize.
Some states can't do that. But
What
like DeSantis
Santos
was
is
able to run,
doing.
like, nope, you're gone. Nope. You're misleading the people. You're not working for Florida.
You're fired.
Get out. Yep, and he did. You know,
Fucking shit, you know, like it's just some bullshit. They just need to go back to how it used to be back then.
Yeah. So speaking of DeSantis, though,
they just need to bring the blueprints back out. Let's see what we were doing 4 or 5 years ago. Let's see what was working, and if it wasn't working, let's get it out the window and restructure and get it back to where it needs to be at. Plain and simple. If I could do it, Vince.
I can't believe where politics is at as far as it went from a little bit of like you talk shit about your opponent to now you're not only trying to get him, you're trying to get him thrown in jail, take away his security detail.
But see, Vince, back then when it was like bad talk, at the end of the day, I shook your hand and I stood behind your campaign if I didn't win. You know, at the end of the day, you came behind. You stood behind on the back of the line.
I wanted to bring this up
behind the
earlier.
Back. Nowadays, no, you try to put me in jail, man.
Let's say that none of this shit works. He ends up the president. Where do they stop? Do they stop there?
No.
Or do you think they may actually try to assassinate this man at some point?
Oh yeah,
easy. Watch what
that's
you
what
say.
They want. Well, that's why they want to take away his security detail and put him in prison.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
I mean, do you really think
that they don't have to do it?
Do you really think the dudes in prison aren't like
for Trump?
Wouldn't turn around and protect them? The majority of them,
they would be for Trump. But
listen,
somebody in there can be bought. That's for fucking sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Listen, whoever is sitting or is in the same building that Trump will be at in prison, if he goes to prison, let me tell you, they're gonna be sitting good. They're gonna be in a good cell.
Yeah, if you're close to Trump,
you're gonna.
Well, what is that like?
And not just that.
If there's Secret Service that's on guard with him all the time, like let's say he's got 2
what are they
Secret
gonna
Service
do? What are
agents
they do in prison?
Dude, you're going to stay with them? Like they come and go, probably. But is it going to be? How do they do that? Because
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I wonder
that's what
how
I
many
know.
Secret Service agents travel with them.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like at
who
one
knows?
point, like how many move
plus
with him? There's more in the behind the scenes, but like
plus his own private security as well too. Like, could you imagine? Like,
his
you have
family.
you have to coordinate with Secret Service and your private security of how you guys are gonna do
so
shit.
when he jumps on a jet, like how many freaking security people have to fly either with him or on a separate jet? To where, I mean, so many of them are definitely going to be on the jet with him.
Could you could you just imagine like living that lifestyle? If we worried about these few little things we have in life, think about it. This guy's got to worry about everybody else's bullshit plus his own.
I mean, I give him credit. Like we talked about this at one point. It's like why even put yourself through it again?
Yeah. But you know why though, Vince?
Because he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to fix a broken country.
Yes.
Broken system.
And he's not leaving this world until he gets it done. And people are trying to kill him.
Well, and that's why what we were talking about earlier is so important. It's
they are trying to kill.
Picking his vice president is such an important pick right now. Because he's only got 4 years. Somebody's got to carry the torch, like Mike was saying earlier. Just whether he picks Rubio or whoever he picks, hopefully they're the right person.
That's a hard pick.
Yeah, I mean, you need. It's got to be somebody who could win. Got to be somebody who could win.
That's a hard pick.
I will say he's probably
me.
He might have a better shot of winning than Swami. Vivek.
Yeah, probably. He's probably got a target on him too because he's not afraid.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to throw any punches, you know. Damn. Oh, shit. It must be getting close to bedtime, but yeah, it's anyways, episode 74. We might as well wrap it up.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys good? You got anything else, Vince?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Wasn't there something Second Amendment going on? I can't remember. Don't forget to check out Indian River Connections. I'm gonna
speaking of
show this. Go ahead.
Second Amendment. There is one thing that they're trying to do right now that's a lot of people don't realize. The Biden administration is trying to make it where it's illegal for you to sell a gun for a profit. So if you bought a gun for $800 and you turn around and sell it for $900, like they're trying to make it where unless you're a licensed dealer, you can't sell a gun for profit. I don't even fucking remember what I paid for half my guns.
Crooked as hell.
That's some fucking shady shit.
Who turned you in for that?
Well, they want to make it where you have to take a gun through a dealer too. You can't,
no, you can't do all that.
can't just sell a gun to somebody.
Yeah, no, pass.
Yeah, I'm good.
Anyways, check out the website for Indian River Connections. It's actually IndianRiverConnections.com. Let me switch on over and make sure we're working here. Yep, we're working here. So, yeah, new website. It's temporary on GoDaddy, so I don't know. It's kind of basic. We got our intro, and we will populate it with any of the connections we make. You can see ours introduction there, and then with caps. There's a QR code. You can find us on Rumble if you're not watching us on Rumble right now. And then just a little bit of where I'm coming from, where John's coming from, and where Joanne's coming from. And each page is going to go into what puts us together, like Leo and Vince and Eddie and Rondell and stuff like that. So, and you can also catch our podcast there on the website too. You can listen to it. I don't know about the other guys yet, if they're going to give me the information to put it on there. But if you want to see something on the website, you can put a forum on there too. I just don't know how, but catch us on Twitter also at tothepoint.com on
Yep,
Twitter.
for sure.
That's me. The Vince and Leo are on there too, but I don't know their handles. They probably don't know their handles
No.
either. And then you can find us on Facebook also, and YouTube. You can search at tothepointpodcast.com. And then you got Leo at Instagram, right?
Yep, that's me on Instagram.
What is that? I can't see it.
That's Leonzo M06 on
On
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, you can find me there.
Yeah, so
Ha, gotcha.
that's what we got.
Check out that wink. Vote.
Yeah. That's a good place to stall the video, but
Vote.
yeah, and next week or next time we meet up will be episode number 75, but I don't know if we're going to pause a week.
Yeah, we'll see. It's getting a little warm
If
out
we might
here.
take it on the road next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, we might
well,
take
it's
it
going
on-
to get a lot warmer.
Yeah, we might take it on the road this week. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Don't forget to give us a like, give us a share. Definitely give us a share. Give us a follow. You know, once again, you know, we don't charge anybody. We do this just because we enjoy doing this.
Nobody will pay anyway.
But nobody will pay us anyways. You got that right. But you know, it's just a place to hang out. And thank you guys for kind of joining in tonight and listening to us to our episode. What?
74.
74. God damn. The other day, Mike sent that one episode when we first started. Man, we sounded so weird. It's just,
There's another one earlier, a couple years earlier than that, though,
Oh, yeah,
too.
it's pretty
There's,
good.
no microphones, though.
no, Mike, that's pretty good. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and follow.
We are about to talk with one of the most capable, influential, bold, and fearless thinkers ever. This human right here isn't out to connect some of us. She is here.
IRC Washing. We've got you covered, houses and buildings, concrete and sidewalks, roofs and fences, available for commercial and residential services. Call or text 772-584-7703 and visit ircwashing.com.